The moment Brandon sauntered into my workspace with a smug smile, I knew my position was in jeopardy. He looked like a corporate clone fresh out of college, eager to claim territory that did not belong to him. My manager Raymond had already hinted that this new hire was here to shadow my daily routine. It was a transparent lie designed to mask a corporate execution. Raymond claimed that we needed cross-training in case I took a vacation, which was hilarious because I had not taken a single day off in 4 years. I had worked through severe illnesses and personal emergencies without a single complaint. This sudden concern for my work-life balance was actually a setup to phase me out completely. Brandon began tracking my actions like a predator, asking probing questions about the automated financial systems I spent months designing from scratch. He was trying to absorb years of my specialized expertise in a matter of days. Raymond constantly hovered around us, dropping subtle hints about upgrading access levels and granting the new guy administrative control over our vendor files. The true betrayal materialized during an expensive corporate lunch at a high-end European restaurant downtown. Raymond invited our global chief executive officer, Mr. Vance, hoping to impress him with tales of modernizing the department. Because the executive assistant was delayed by a late flight, Raymond took full advantage of the situation to display his own perceived brilliance. After consuming several expensive drinks, Raymond leaned toward the chief executive and openly insulted my capabilities. He whispered that I was far too old-fashioned for the future of the company and would be removed by the next quarter. Raymond assumed his words were safe, completely unaware of the massive secret I had been hiding from him for years. Raymond did not know that I lived in Munich for 5 years while completing my master degree in international finance. I spoke fluent German, the exact native language of our global leadership team and Mr. Vance himself. Hearing my manager plot my termination in a language he assumed I did not comprehend ignited a cold desire for absolute retribution. Instead of reacting with anger, I spent the entire weekend auditing our internal financial logs from my home computer. I was not looking for an apology. I was searching for absolute leverage to destroy his career. It did not take long to discover that Raymond had been manually altering end-of-year bonuses through an emergency code. My investigation uncovered a series of fraudulent payments sent to consulting firms that did not exist. Raymond was siphoning massive amounts of corporate funds directly into private accounts, believing no one would ever verify the electronic trail. He lacked the technical skills to cover his tracks properly, leaving a clear path of destruction that I meticulously documented. On Monday, I continued training Brandon as if nothing had changed, intentionally giving him just enough administrative access to trigger system alerts. I modified the settings so that any unauthorized adjustments he attempted would immediately copy to a hidden folder. I wanted Raymond to believe their plan was succeeding flawlessly while I built a digital noose for them both. The corporate disrespect escalated on Tuesday when I received an automated notification stating that Brandon was the new owner of my primary project. This project was my masterpiece, an intricate system I built during lockdown through endless nights of isolated labor. Raymond walked past my desk with a fake smile, claiming he wanted to relieve my heavy workload. Shortly after that interaction, Raymond sent a company-wide email taking full credit for the smooth transition and successful optimization of the system. He even attached a falsified compliance document that contained a copied version of my personal digital signature from a previous fiscal year. He truly believed I would accept this defeat quietly and slide into obscurity. I immediately contacted Valerie, the executive assistant to the chief officer, through an encrypted communication channel. Valerie was famous for her loyalty to the organization and her hatred of corporate corruption. I sent her a single redacted spreadsheet detailing the irregular vendor payouts without making any direct emotional accusations against my supervisor. Valerie responded within hours, requesting the raw metadata files and original electronic copies to verify the information. Over the next week, I provided her with organized folders of overwritten timestamps and translated financial notes. We operated in complete secrecy while Raymond continued to boast around the office, entirely blind to the trap closing around him. The final trap was set when a mandatory strategy meeting appeared on our calendars for Friday afternoon. The agenda explicitly mentioned organizational alignment, and my name was listed at the very bottom under candidates for transition. It was clear that Raymond intended to terminate my employment publicly to assert his dominance. When the meeting commenced on Monday morning, the executive boardroom was filled with tense silence. Raymond stood at the front, confidently displaying slides about efficiency and cost-cutting while wearing a crooked tie. When he reached the slide about restructuring, his voice suddenly faltered as he tried to explain a technical discrepancy. Mr. Vance interrupted the presentation, stating coldly that the legal department was already investigating a serious case of internal documentation manipulation. A board member slid the printed audit trail across the table, demanding an immediate explanation for the unauthorized transfers. Raymond began to sweat profusely, frantically attempting to blame the errors on my department. At that exact moment, Valerie entered the room with absolute authority and handed a sealed folder directly to the chief executive officer. The board members read the contents in silence, casting furious glances at Raymond as the evidence circulated. Valerie stated clearly that Raymond had defrauded the enterprise and severely insulted the intelligence of the leadership. Raymond attempted to defend himself by claiming I was orchestrating a personal vendetta to sabotage his leadership. I stood up slowly, looked him directly in the eyes, and addressed him in flawless, sharp German. I told him that when he planned my termination, he forgot that I understood his language better than he understood his job. Security personnel escorted a completely defeated Raymond out of the building, while Brandon sat frozen in terror. Mr. Vance looked at me with respect and officially announced my promotion to Director of Global Financial Systems, reporting directly to headquarters. I collected my belongings and walked out into the quiet hallway, fully embracing the elegant power of silence.